This is Brulee, and she's a terrier mix. Her family doesn't actually know her entire story because I believe she was adopted from the shelter, if I remember correctly. Please remind me if I'm wrong. But she's a senior. The first few times I groomed her, she peed the entire time because she couldn't hold her urine because she's so old. I'm pretty sure that it's just because of her age. She's a very old dog, and her mom had her in a diaper even when we first met. So I believe it's just an age-related thing. But now her mom has to actually manually express her urine, and so sans diaper, or what that means is now she doesn't need a diaper, because now she has to have it manually expressed. Anyway, I have been working with her for the past few times, and she's definitely not a super easy dog to groom, especially her face. Her body, she's fine for the most part. It's her face where she gets really upset. In this video too, actually, I do end up having mom help with just having a presence around her while working on her face, because she just could not handle getting her face done today. I think that's something I really enjoy about being able to groom at home with the parents there, is that if there's ever any weird concerns or anything, you're right there and we can talk immediately, or you can see exactly what's going on, which is really great because I do have an open door policy. The only time I have the door closed is if I'm drying your dog because it's loud. But otherwise, I mean, I'm totally fine with people watching, and I have the door cracked or open depending on like what the setup allows. But yeah, she does have a very difficult time getting her face done. She's always had a difficult time getting her face done, and eventually mom does come in to help me, which was very helpful. And that's something I love about what I do, is that you can literally be there the entire time, which is great. And if the dog is doing well with you around, I totally am okay with it. But yeah, she doesn't even actually have to do anything. She just has to stand there and be a presence. And then Brulee did a lot better with mom just standing there and being able to be with her. I think that something that people don't understand is that they're going to be better with you around sometimes, depending on the situation, because especially for older dogs, you've been there and you've been their rock their entire lives. So why wouldn't they, want to be around you or need you to be there? And I think that sometimes too, it's not every dog, right? And I would absolutely let people know if it was not their dog. But in this case with Brulee, her mom is her safe person, and her safe person being there with her during something that's really hard to handle for her helped her to be able to get through her service with very minimal resistance and very minimal stress, as opposed to her getting it done without her there. That's not to say that if you're there for your dog's groom that they're going to behave like Brulee did, because every single dog is different. And I would absolutely let you know if it was a situation where you need to leave the room for me to be able to work with your dog, because that is sometimes the situation, and sometimes your dog as an individual does better without you there, and sometimes they do better with you there. It really just depends on the dog or the cat, either or. But anyway, that's just a little bit about dogs in general. I mean, I think people like to fit them into this cookie cutter. That doesn't work. And every dog having a different personality or different reactions to the same stimulus, or having different needs, wants, desires, is very unusual for your average beginner professional, which I never understood. And I see the literature sometimes, and I'm just like, every single dog is different. That's not going to work for every single dog or cat or whatever animal you're working with, which, by the way, I'm adding ferrets to my practice. So I used to have a few ferrets, and I absolutely love them. And I don't really know anybody who does professional grooming for ferrets, but I can absolutely do that for you. And yes, the ferrets do require a rabies vaccination. I just need to figure out how to add it to my scheduler and my website and all that stuff, but I haven't done that yet. So something to look forward to in the future, I suppose. And I need to also see if I can incorporate them in some manner or form. But yeah, it's probably not going to be a super major part of my business, because I think that in my entire history of grooming as a professional, except for my own ferrets, there's only been one person who's actually asked me to give like their ferret a flea bath or something like that. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching, and you have a great day.